Okay.
Yeah,
Welcome to episode 74 of the SNLF podcast, sponsored by New Style Apparel, the hottest clothing lines for the football casual. Drop along to newstyleapparel.uk for Noah's latest lines and creation. I believe he's got some new stuff out as well, so do get along and have a look. And Michael is modelling the cap if you're watching on Tuesday evening. And yes, it's Tuesday this evening, not Wednesday. I'm probably as confused as the rest of you are, but we've got plans on Wednesday evening, so we had to fit one in this week. But we've made it to the final weekend of the season, and only about a few months ago, and it was piddling down with rain, it seemed that we were miles and miles away, but here we are. It's the end of April, and for probably what's our penultimate podcast, maybe we've got two to go after this, we have a full house. Mike's back from, I was going to say being incontinent, but indisposed last week. But you've had quite a fiery day, haven't you?
That's very funny, mate, because I'm in an absolutely stinker of a mood. And I am one comment away from blowing up. I really am. People that don't know, Mercedes AMG.
I've gone fiery. You've gone blowing up. I think we're on the same kind of line there, aren't we?
Yeah, I see what you did there, mate. I see what
went
you did.
incontinent first.
That's, you know, I'm not the kind of smoke you want poking the bear this early. We've been live for a minute. Yeah, for people that don't know, my brand new electric Mercedes car, AMG, blew up today. Caught fire. Go and save the environment. You know, save money on your fuel. Do the good things. Buy electric car. No, mate. Danger.
get a diesel, chuck out black smoke.
Mate, I'll tell you, just in the amount of black smoke that was already up in the air, mate, when it caught fire. I'll tell you. Man,
Even
anyway,
more coming
gents,
out your ears now.
Anyway, gents, I was speaking to you last week. Great show you had there today, but I'm back today and I've got my friend with me.
The Cruz campaign. He's back on form.
De La Cruz. So
He's
yes.
back on form. Right, sitting in, get a K11 micro. I think he's in sponsorship for a mountain bike. So any donations will be greatly accepted. And in between the pair of us is the SNLF food guy, Gaz. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Really good. Confused that it's a Tuesday.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
too.
normally used to doing anything on a Tuesday, to be honest with you. I'll have a nice quiet one. But here we are.
Well, it's been a whole week since I've seen you. It was last Tuesday.
Thank fuck for that.
I know. And hopefully it'll be another week and a bit until I see you again. It would be wonderful.
No, it won't, because unfortunately I have the displeasure of spending it with you tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Yeah, we're all together. It's like getting the
Yeah.
band back together, isn't it? For the first time.
Anyway, we'll come to that a little bit later. Down the bottom left-hand corner, the Sussex stat man, Mr. Chris Pryor, his head must be exploding at this stage of the season.
No, that's Mike's car. No, I'm all right.
Oh, it's going to be one of them nights, isn't it? It'll be one of them nights.
So he's going to go.
Sorry, I shouldn't pick on Mike. He looks exhausted. Anyway, it's been. No, I'm happy as Larry. I've got the Littlehampton live score on update. This is my time of the year.
It is, and it's Christmas time for you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Never mind presents. Chris has got stats instead, and he's more than happy. Right, our special guest this evening, down in the bottom right-hand corner, if you're watching on Tuesday, listening on Thursday, is a man who's managed to get his team into the playoffs this season in the Southern Combination Division 1. So we're delighted to have on with us this evening Reigate Priory's manager, Dale Wyatt. Dale, how are you?
Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks for having me on again.
Good to have you on. Second season, step 6, and got yourselves into the playoffs with a game or two to spare as well. Was that the aim at the beginning of the season, or was it to be just in and around about and see what happens?
It was, yeah. We're saying just beforehand that the goal set for the boys this season from all of us was we wanted playoffs and we wanted to get to a cup final. So we've got one of those at least.
Yeah, can't be too greedy, can you? You know, there's a few other teams in the division that they'd like to have a little bit of a say in things as well. Now, it's quite quite well known around the division, around the game as well, that you guys don't operate with a budget, which is quite a rare thing in football at any level these days. How hard do you find it to get the recruitment of players in? And do you actually have some that later on in the season do actually come back when it hasn't worked out for them elsewhere?
Honestly, I don't find it too challenging with recruitment. There are certain targets that obviously choose to go elsewhere. Say hi to Bully, yeah, we'll do. That Bully is actually a really good example of it. There are certain players that sometimes we don't hit them straight away at the start of the season because there are offers elsewhere. Last season, Bully was one of those players that he ended up going elsewhere and then joined us sort of midway through the season. And Brian Shingoma is another perfect example of that. We tried to get him in pre-season. He ended up he did pre-season with New Haven, then went to Shoreham, and then he's ended up back at us sort of a bit later in the season. He's doing brilliantly at the moment. So, yeah, we've got targets, and we don't always get them when we want them straight away, but eventually we seem to manage to find a way of getting them around in the end.
Yeah, that's quite a long way around though, from New Haven to Shoreham and back to Reigate. I mean, that's kind of doing the tour of Sussex, on the way round and seeing where else you can pick up. Now, you guys ground share.
Yeah. I was going to say he went AFC Brighton Rangers as well. So, yeah, he has done the tour this season, yeah.
Oh, I saw them this year. Oh, done about.
Excellent. Now, you guys ground share with Hawley Town over at I think it's called the new defence, isn't it? I actually played at the old defence when it was alive as well. What's kind of the plan long-term for you guys? Because obviously ground sharing is not really sustainable for any club because you don't have massive great income stream. So how does the future next five years sort of look for Reigate Priory?
So, I mean, our spiritual home as such, we'll never be able to play senior football there because it's ground share with a cricket club and there's not that much space there. So we'll never be able to play senior football there. But we do have another ground which Mike came to in pre-season, sort of showed him around. It's in need of a bit of work. But there's currently... you see there's potential there. We've had it for a little while, but there's actually a lot of work going on right now as we speak, actually. Our treasurer, Chris Parsons, has been brilliant at getting some funding in for it. So first things first, we have to make it playable all year round. The pitch was terrible. It needed significant work on the undersoil drainage. And we've had the first round of that done. It's now the second phase. We're just waiting for sign-off on about 90 grand's worth of work to be done on it. So get that playable first and foremost. We can then start generating a little bit of money there with the bar and trying to get some floodlight in, trying to get a stand up there. But the perimeter's pretty much there already. That'll just need a little bit of repairs, but a little bit of a lick of paint to the clubhouse as well, which unfortunately Mark couldn't see when we came there before because they decided to change the locks that weekend. So even I couldn't get in. But yeah, long-term plan is to move up there, yeah.
That sounds brilliant. That's really good. What's been key for you guys this season to convert yourselves from stable mid-table in your first season last year to actually go on and hit the playoffs this year?
I think it's understanding the league a bit more and what it takes. If you look at our track record over the last 6 years, it's been go up, stay up, go up, stay up. And it just takes that first season to really acclimatise, to work out who we can continue taking on the journey, who's probably sort of at their peak, and then who we need to sort of get in to help continue strengthening. But also just, I mean, the transition to the division we're in now, it's quite different. I've maintained it the whole time. If you speak to the likes of Tommy Haddon as well, or Reece McQuaid over at Uckfield, they'd say the same thing, that mid-Sussex or even Div 2, there's probably a fair bit more football that's played. Whereas coming up, it's a lot more direct, it's a lot more physical, and you kind of have to acclimatise to that a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Mike?
Dale, mate, we met pre-season. You showed me around your spiritual home. You told me a lot of good things about the club. I think a lot of people don't realise what your club actually means to your local community. I mean, for example, it's been founded over about 130 years ago, 40 years ago, something like that, ridiculous like that. You're one of the original entrants in the FA Cup.
Mike,
Yeah,
I'm
but
so sorry,
the
mate. I didn't hear what you said there.
don't worry, mate. You already know these facts anyway. Everyone else does. But I'm just telling some old things about your club. But you know the one thing that struck me about your club before we talk about you is how many youngsters you help in the community with teams and that. Is it still up to those numbers that we talked about, mate? Is he there?
Yeah, so it's run completely separately. So I know a lot of clubs. Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
so I think there's a bit of a delay on the line, but I'll try and answer as best as I can. Yeah, so the clubs are run separately. So you've got the youth section and the senior section. So I know a lot of clubs will sort of utilise resources and stuff from the youth section, but we run completely separately. But between both clubs, it's over 1,000 families serviced across sort of Red Hill, Reigate, that sort of area.
Yeah, which is exactly what we spoke about. I mean, I think that's just amazing compared to what the club do. But on to you now. On to you. And you're a mate of mine. You're a friend. I thought she was a good footballing friend. Yeah, I totally wrote off
Aaron.
Reigate Priory maybe 7 weeks ago. Didn't think you could put it together, the run. And now you're the team going into the playoffs. But basically, one of the form teams there. People are looking at. Okay. A couple of few of your key players are about. You told me about the boy Will Street pre-season. You said, get on this lad.
It was a good tip, wasn't he, for that sponsor?
It was a very, very good tip, mate.
Yeah, do you know what we when we were doing our sort of trial games in pre-season, we knew roughly what we were looking for in terms of position, and he played half a game for us against Forest Row in pre-season, and yeah, he looked the part against a team that's just been promoted from this division. So obviously he was with the Oxted lads at Step 7.
Yeah.
They're obviously Buster Hoy, Jimmy Hoy, those couple of lads were also at Oxted before. They've done well for Jarvis Brook this season, and Buster was one of my top transfer targets, but JB pipped us to it. But yeah, Will, I didn't really know quite so much about Will at the time, but he obviously came down for a trial, and yeah, straight away we were in the bar after the game, and I got him signed there and then. So yeah, he's I'm glad that he's come to the fore and he's returned the favour with the sponsorship.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And you've had key players in there, Peacock, Bully over there. We've already mentioned, Walker. Those key players going out. Now teams are looking at you in the playoffs and thinking we might not want to face Reigate Priory. But my final thing is I want to know what the mood is in the camp at the moment.
The mood, do you know what? Actually, it's an interesting one. So the mood's been buzzing. The mood's been. I think the lads have almost felt a bit invincible over the last few weeks. We've been playing well, and there's certain games where we've not been quite at it, but we've still managed to get results, and we've not really been conceding many goals. But it was a weird one on Saturday because we obviously secured playoffs, but the lads are winners, and they weren't happy with the way that we ended up drawing on Saturday. So it was a cause for celebration, but at the same time, nobody really wanted to celebrate, and there was no music in the change room because the lads were a bit down about drawing, and rightly so, because the manner in which we done it, no one was happy with it, and we want more, which is good. We want that from the lads. We want them to be hungry for success.
I love that, mate. Well, I wish you every success in there. You're a great guy. You're a bit like me. You're Marmite. Some people like you.
Thank you,
some
mate.
people don't
Sorry,
like you.
signals pants on now.
That's all right, mate. But I'm glad you didn't hear that then. Right. So well, you were on the recording. Don't worry. But
I got don't like you. That was what I got. So
yeah, I'm going to catch up with you pre-season, and we'll have a chat in next week or so. Anyway, you're my guy. Really respect you. That's me done. I don't have to speak to him anymore.
Man, nice one, cheers, mate.
Is it my turn now?
Yes, off we go.
Right. Dale, well, I had loads of questions prepared, believe it or not. Contrary to common belief, I did actually prepare some questions, but Trev's fucking asked all of them.
Yes! Winner!
the one that I'm gonna do some quick fire ones, but before that, you're probably gonna downplay it. But have you let yourself dream about promotion yet? Have you let yourself think that you can actually do it?
Always dream about it, of course. Yeah, you picture that moment, and it was when I took the club on 10 years ago. That was always the goal. We wanted to get back into the FA Cup, and it would smash Seaford's record. It'd be 155 years since we were last in it. So that was always the goal. So that's always been the dream. Obviously, when we got promoted to Step 6, they then pushed the goalposts further back, and it was then Step 5 only entrance for the FA Cup. So that's obviously what we want to achieve, but I'm well aware that we're going to be the underdogs in it. Worthing and Infinity were playoff finalists in the last 2 seasons, so they're going to carry that experience going into it as well. So I'm well aware that we're probably not going to be fancy for it, but we'll give it our best shot.
You're the informed team going into it, so look, I mean, I assume so. Chris will probably come out with some stat in a minute, and tell me I'm wrong. But look, let's get down to the real nitty gritty. Tea or coffee?
Tea. Is it still lagging? Did you get that? Tea?
No, I heard you say tea. It was just my response was slow, because this argument is getting lost more and more every week. I'm gonna stop asking it soon. And I'll start asking what a coffee order is instead. Pint or soft pint? Oh, fucking hell. Pint of lager or a soft drink after a win?
Soft drink.
Yeah. So, is that a little Coke Zero? Is it? I didn't see that then. Early kickoff or evening game?
Not even on the hard stuff. There's
Nah.
Evening game.
Evening game. 1-0 win or a 4-3 chaos win?
1-0 win all day long. I love a clean sheet.
Grass or 3G?
Grass.
Yeah. Who's the loudest player in the squad? I'm going to get really start naming some names now.
Oh, Lee Peacock all day long. Yeah, Peacock. What?
Worst dressed?
Oh. Do you know what? I'm going to go. I think Rossetti's turned up in some clobber before. It's that younger generation.
Okay, today. Toughest away ground.
Toughest away ground. I'd say Arundel, we struggle there. Really struggle there.
Yeah. Best team you've played this season?
Billingshurst, when we played them at home, they comfortably were the better team that day.
Final one. What's the best moment this season so far? I'll say so far because,
Yeah. There's other bits to go in there, but I think probably the turning point in our season and the one that has really sort of set us on our way was 1-0 down and down to 9 men against Worthing to come back and win it 2-1.
Knew he'd say that.
Yeah.
So, I did have.
Is that why it's popping back in?
Yeah.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
I had others. At what point did you start thinking, hold on, we might actually be here? And what's the secret with this lot? And also about budget and that sort of thing. But as I say, Trev's absolutely beat me to all of them. So I'm going to pass it over to the stat man, who will ask some real meaningful questions as opposed to my tea and coffee and pint and soft drink.
Well, I'll do his best. Nice to meet you, Dale. I was looking at your stats from the stat pack I did last summer, and the difference between this season and last is massive. It's not even. Well, it's at both ends. Like your goal difference last season, I think was it -1 or was it 1? It was 1, +1, and now it's
0. Yeah, it was. I think was it always 1? Yeah.
I think it was 1. and this year it's plus 50.
Yeah,
which is
right.
Which is crazy. Like, has there been a deliberate shift in either the player profile you've had or tactically to sort of bring that about?
So yeah, I mean, I was saying this to someone earlier actually. Last season, that final game of the season, we were fighting to finish in positive goal difference, and it was the 93rd minute. We were 3-0 up, and I've thrown people forward. And everyone was like, "Why is he so keen?" But yeah, that was to get a goal in the 93rd minute, put us in positive goal difference. So yeah, it's a far cry from them. We've now plus 50, but I think in terms of what we're doing, again, I think some of our lads, it's tweaking mentally and knowing what we need to do to compete in this league. So we've had a few new players that have come in pre-season. So in terms of the backline, Andy Jones has been big for that. He was at Oxted last season, but previously had experience at Step 5 with Hawley. In terms of fullbacks, there was a bit of switch there, which fullbacks were one of our strongest positions previously, but unfortunately, due to injuries and whatnot, we lost a few fullbacks, which meant we had to get some others in. So Kyle Carton's come in, been superb. Dylan Page was he joined us midway through last season. He's very young, very raw, but he's really developed and grown. He's come of age this season. He's been superb. Mason Walker came in as well. Kane Orlebar had experience with Whiteleaf before at Step 6. So having that bit of experience, I think we've got a strong midfield now as well. And then in terms of goal scoring, sorry, excuse me, there's obviously you've got Peacock, Bully, and Will Street. The three of them combined, they're scoring, I can't remember what it is, they've scored like half of our goals, I think. But those three combined have struck up a really good relationship this season. So that's been key going forward as well. But I mean, our stats midway through this season, the goal scoring was a bit of a problem, and that's why we were where we were. Sorry, not goal scoring. Goals conceded were a bit of a problem, but that seems to have just sort of really sorted itself out in recent months.
No, I'd agree. I mean, prior to the game with Loxwood, I think you'd kept 4 clean sheets on the bounce, and in fact, was it 6 in your last 8 or 6 in your last 9 or something? So that's kind of what you want going into the playoffs, because they tend, the ones in this division, they're either 3-3 or it's 0-0 and it's dead tight. Is there any particular clash now you're guaranteed in the playoffs? Like, is there anyone you're particularly wanting to avoid, or?
You ain't going to answer that.
To be honest,
No,
I think
but
they're all going to bring their own challenges, aren't they? I mean, the Infinity side that we'll be going into the playoffs is very different to the Infinity side that we've done a double over this season. By the looks of it, they've obviously had players go, some come in. Worthing as well. We obviously lost to them away earlier in the season and then beat them a couple of months ago at our place. But again, they were the better side. 11v11, they're the better side for a good 25-30 minutes. Second half, it was, I don't know, something changed in the second half, and our lads just really sort of backs against the ropes, dug in, and it obviously came out in our favour. And then you've got Billingshurst, who, as I said, I think they're the toughest team that we've faced this season. But then we beat them 6-2 a few weeks ago. But even then, it was the game-turning moment was our goalkeeper making a penalty save on. It was 3-2 at the time to us. Had they scored that, they might well have gone on and won that game.
Well, you don't know, but yeah, these on slender threads, but just what a great season you've had. Obviously, you've come from mid-table last season, as you say, steadied yourselves, got yourselves used to the league, and you've kicked on magnificently. And at one point, your goal difference was primarily based on the strength of 2 wins against Duckfield, and I had doubts. But to be fair, you've shut me up since then. You haven't stopped. So I wish you all the best from one priory to another.
just before
Sanchez, mate.
Just before, something I forgot to say as well to you down there. Shout out to Aaron as well, for everything that they do over there as well. I know you've got a right old setup there of lads. I know you sometimes take the brunt of it, but I know what the work they do off thing, and they're all good lads. So shout out to them too.
Absolutely, yeah, they're spot on. And Aaron, I don't think a lot of people know, but he's not only the assistant manager, he's been secretary this season, so he's had to deal with a lot of stuff.
No way.
But no, he's top.
No way. Blimey. No one wants to be secretary.
Yeah, did you not know that? Yeah, last 2 seasons he's been secretary.
Not for me. No, that's it for me.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork. It's when you get the. So I think it was last weekend. He had a referee drop out at 5 in the morning, and then another one drop out at 8 in the morning.
Who drops out at 5 in the morning?
Panic
The only
moment.
person referee drops out at 5 in the morning has been
It's on the source.
Yeah.
chatting shit in kitchens till 3 in the morning. Yeah.
Still out from the night before. Yeah.
Oh dear. Darryl, you're one of those, how do I put it, aliens that's been dropped into the pool of Sussex teams as well. I mean, in Reigate, obviously, you're not far from the
Sorry,
Sussex.
chaps, I lost you again.
Even at Hawley. Back. Dale.
Sorry, Trev, I heard something. Sorry, Sussex border.
Yeah. Like I was saying, you know, in Reigate and even Hawley, you're not far from the Sussex border itself. But how do you guys find the travelling when you've got, say, I don't know, Ringmer on a Tuesday night or Uckfield? He's completely frozen. I mean, go funny for Dale's broadband. Yeah.
It's mad. I've been working from home all day. It's been absolutely fine, but it doesn't seem to want to work right now.
It's because it's a high-power podcast.
Something about the Surrey Sussex border. What?
Yeah. How do you sort of get on, you know, with the travelling down if you've got Ringmer or Uckfield, people like that away on a Tuesday night?
Oh, do you know, it's not too bad, actually. When we were in mid-Sussex, we were travelling down to Hastings 5 times a season. So, yeah, we much prefer it as it is.
Fair.
No, that's fair enough. Listen, Dale, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Best of luck in the playoffs. And Leah's better white than this guy. That's this. He's getting some right ribbons from.
I'll try and invest in some. I mean, I'm on 500 meg at the moment. I have to bump. I got an advert the other day about increasing it to 900 meg, so I might have to do that for next time.
No, but mate, we're talking gigs now, not meg. Don't worry about
it. I want a gig broadband.
No, it's been great to see you, Dale, mate. And wish you boys every success. Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Nice one. Cheers for having us on, champs. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Cheers, Dale.
All right, take care, Dale.
All the best, Dale.
Well, that was one of the worst broadband performances I've seen in my life.
That was worse than Tom's, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, at least his boys are playing on the pitch because his broadband ain't off the pitch. I'll tell you.
I reckon that was up there with Giles's when he was
Giles in the car. Yeah, I was thinking that.
Great guy, though. Great guy, Dale Wyatt. You know, he comes across as Marmite, but he absolutely loves that club. He loves the people he works with. You know, he works so hard behind the scenes from it. And the league is a better place to be in with him in it, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, they've done really, really well, especially with no budget this year. There aren't many clubs that don't operate with, even if they pay a little bit of expensive one. There's hardly anyone that don't do it, you know. So to get them into the playoffs as well, and only a second season, oh God.
Aaron does great things there. He really does.
Yeah, and
incredible guy.
Chris, anyone that's done a secretary job, doff my cap to that, because it really ain't easy, especially if you got involvement in doing the the playing side, management side of it as well. So fair play. Go on, Chris.
I was going to say, I mean, you said to him we might listen to that podcast back maybe in about 2028.
Yeah, doesn't want to do when he's working from home tomorrow, will he? Otherwise, he will still be there in 2028. I think, trying to get through it. Bless him. But good luck to Dale in the playoffs. There'll be some set of playoffs as well in that Division 1, which we'll come to a little bit later. But here we are, gents. Final weekend of the season. There's like no proper Saturdays of football until probably the end of July, beginning of August after this weekend.
It pains me to say it that we've put in a lot of effort this year. We've attended more matches than we've ever done collectively together, and it's coming to an end. It really is. You know, couple more to go. You know, we've got the obviously in between that we've got a little small matter of a World Cup during pre-season, so that might put our minds out of things for a bit. But it's been fantastic. We've enjoyed it. We've still got a couple to go, and there's still going to be some twists and turns in the next couple of weeks, we expect. And that could start tomorrow. It really could.
It could start tonight.
It could start.
It could start tonight. We'll get to that one a little bit later, but let's get started with last week and twists and turns that happened while we were waiting. So results in the National League South last weekend. Eastbourne Borough went down 3-2 at home to AFC Tottenham. Worthing lost 2-1 at Maidstone United, and Horsham lost by the same score at Salisbury. This coming Saturday, the final weekend of the season, 12:30 kickoffs in the National League North and South. Eastbourne Borough finish up at Chelmsford City. Horsham host already relegated Chippenham Town, and title chasing Worthing are at home to Ebbsfleet United. Then on Tuesday evening, it's the Sussex Senior Cup semi-final, and I'll call it an Eastbourne Borough 11. We'll take on Brighton and Hove Albion under 21s at Culver Road, Lancing. 7:30 kickoff, I believe, not 7:45. We said last week, Mike, when you weren't on, that Worthing got one hand on the trophy, which Gaz kind of disagreed with, and that grasp is kind of now hanging on by its fingertips, but it's in their own hands on Saturday afternoon.
Not only is it in their own hands, it's going to be Champions Celebration Day at Woodside Road.
Very
it
confident.
really is. 100% confident. 100% confident. I mean, I'm so confident. Those tickets sold out so quick. Yeah, I gave my boy my card to go and get him to get the ticket for me and him. And what did he do? He got a ticket for him. And
Hornchurch going to win the league.
Okay, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So yeah. So if anyone's got any spares out there, let me know. Otherwise, I might have to parachute in.
I just don't think it's as much in their own hands as it seems.
Woodside Road, 4,000 people.
Yeah, it does.
No, mate, that's a massive thing. That's a massive thing. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if Worthing didn't get the job done. You know.
Look, don't get me wrong. I want them to win, but in the same breath, we saw it last season. The team that no one expected to win the league won the league.
Absolutely. They say lightning doesn't strike twice. It might do, but it's not going to happen this Saturday. 12.
Aaron, no. If Worthing don't win the league, they don't win the playoffs.
They're not going to be in the playoffs because they're going to win the league.
No, but if they don't win the league, they don't win the playoffs, in my opinion.
No. That I'd be more open to, but they've got to not win the league first, and they're going to win that. They're going to win that on Saturday. They're going to have enough. That crowd will be massive. 100% be massive for them.
Absolutely.
Hinch has been to the big games. Hinch is the best manager in that league. He's coming there. He rode out a rocky stage. Don't forget, he battered Hornchurch 5-0. You're saying Hornchurch going to win? Okay, it's in their thing. This is Worthing's time. This is their moment. This is what behind the scenes they've worked to as a club. I know they picked up a couple of injuries this week as well, to be fair, but they will have enough, and I will be shocked if they don't. And I'm going to sneak in there somehow. I really am.
Right, let me bring Chris in. Chris, Worthing host Ebbsfleet. Ebbsfleet need the points themselves to ensure they have a playoff place and could still finish third if they win the game. Hornchurch host Maidenhead. Maidenhead also need the points to sneak into the playoffs. Which way is it going?
I'll tell you what. I mean, just to put one thing just to bed quickly, it is absolutely in Worthing's hands. That's binary. There's no two ways about it. It all comes down to that game at Woodside. There's the interesting thing for me is Worthing's home record since Hinch took over. He hasn't lost a home game.
Thank you.
Since he's been back.
Thank you.
They've won 13 of 17. scoring 3 a game, which
Yep.
is mad. They've won 6 of their last 7 at home since Jan. Ebbsfleet, if you look at Ebbsfleet's record, they good side obviously, but they're where they are because on the back of their home form. They've got the second best home record in the league, which is weird considering how much I've been talking up Dorking's home record as well. But they've only away against the top 11. Ebbsfleet have struggled. They've only taken 7 points from 9, including losses at Hornchurch, losses at Dorking. My model reckons. And they've only kept 1 clean sheet away from home in the last 15.
Alarm bells are ringing.
Now,
I'm not saying I don't want Worthing to win the league, but what
You
I am
disappoint me, you do. You
Why?
disappoint me. You were there when they had 120 fans when they were about to go out of business. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go and see them more than me. I am disappointed with you.
I've been once
Do
this
not
season.
desert them at the end there.
I've been once this season.
Huh?
I've been once this season.
Trev, can we kick him out? I'm on the phone.
but
You can buy me out if you like.
Mate, I'm broke. I'm broke.
Don't know if you've heard about his car.
Was that smoke or smoke?
But the one thing that was interesting about my model, it actually thinks genuinely that Maidenhead are going to win at Hornchurch.
What is your model smoking on?
Your car.
At least you didn't say your mum.
Keep coming at me with smoke gags, Mike, and they're always coming back to your car. Anyway, no, my model did think Maidenhead will upset Hornchurch, which I thought was weird. But you know, Maidenhead they've got the best away defence in the league, and they need the points as well. I mean, there's a decent chance Dorking don't even make the playoffs.
That's true.
Which is absolutely nuts. If you think about the run that they went on before that game with Worthing,
Yeah.
before the injuries really bit, they're on 78 points. If Maidenhead win and Dorking lose, Maidenhead will finish above Dorking, and they're currently outside the playoffs. So it is still really tight there. But vis-a-vis Worthing, I mean, look, you lose at Maidstone, good teams lose at Maidstone. Maidstone could still get in the playoffs themselves. So that's not necessarily a disaster of a result in and of itself. It is still in their hands. And like I say, for some reason, my model's really optimistic about Maidenhead as well. And if don't forget, if Maidenhead win, that's it done.
Yeah.
In fact,
Mate,
Maidenhead get a point, it's done. Basically, because of goal difference.
It definitely is in Worthing's hands, but I don't think it's one hand. I don't think it'll be a party atmosphere at Woodside on Saturday, but there is still that possibility, the same as last year, right? And that's the only reason I'm being a little bit more sceptical than I would be, is because of what happened last year with Truro going up.
well, I don't want to see you down the boozer when they do win, then, mate.
That's all right. I won't be. I'll be down a boozer somewhere else.
Arundel.
No.
Yeah. It'll be elsewhere.
I'm actually at a boozer in Shoreham on Saturday afternoon. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Right. Well, for those who aren't at Woodside Road, it is live on the Zone at 12:30. I know there's quite a few pubs in Worthing that are showing the game as well, and I know George asked on Facebook, I think it was, for people to tag any pubs that are showing it, so obviously they can promote it around as well and get the boozers full. I actually, on my website www.footballwriting.com, preview the North, the South, and the National League itself, and I have tipped Worthing to do it because of their home form. I'd also like to see Maidenhead get into the playoffs for Harry Pritchard, who's retiring at the end of the season. So I wouldn't mind him having a last playoff campaign. So that involves them beating Hornchurch. So I'm going Worthing. I'm expecting them to do it, and I expect us to have a National League club in Sussex again next season.
Should we all stick a prediction quickly then, down there?
I want to go 3-1.
I'm going 3-0 Worthing.
2-0.
2-0 Worthing, yep.
Gaz is going 5-0 Hornchurch, aren't you?
No, I'm going 3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
There'll be goals in that game. There will definitely. I think the last time I watched Ebbsfleet play Worthing, it was something like 6-1 to Ebbsfleet.
Well, 6-0, wasn't it? Yeah, they hammered them. Yeah.
At Woodside.
Yeah, 6-0 at Woodside, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we were there for that.
Look, my doubts are purely based on what I've seen in the past. Like, I'm not doing it just to Connor Kelly 3-2 Worthing. Like, I'm not doing it to be a dick. I'm doing it because I've seen.
I get it.
Worthing
Your
bottle it.
doubts. I get it, mate. You're a Man United fan like me. Our doubts are based on disappointment. I understand that.
Yeah.
But
I just think it'll be a lot
is a day
closer.
of celebration.
I don't think it's going to be clean cut, Worthing, bang, done. I think there's going to be one of those ones where it'll be classic Sky Sports last day of the season, cut in between games. I think it's going to be one of those afternoons.
Anyone's got a ticket, I'll buy it. Good money. Let me know, please. Beg it.
Anyway, right, just before we move on from there, Tuesday evening, the Sussex Senior Cup semi-final. I did tag you guys in a post, and I know it's full of ads when we try and read through the Sussex sport bit, which isn't great. But the fans forum that actually did contain in there, as an Arsenal fan, I'm going 3-1 Worthing. There we go. There's Monty's prediction in. Eastbourne Borough's contracts run out at 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, but on Tuesday evening they have Senior Cup tie against Brighton Hove Albion under 21s. So what kind of side Eastbourne are going to stick out on Tuesday evening? I don't know whether some of those players will play, but they won't have any injury cover, insurance cover if they play.
Okay. Well, if they ain't got any insurance, then come and see the SNLF for a short-term insurance deal that we can sort out. Just a little cheeky, selfless plug there. However, but if any of those players have got some respect for the fans and what they've been put through this year, a club the size of Eastbourne Borough, for the chance to actually get to a very meaningful cup final and to maybe salvage something, a bit of pride, it'll take a wrong one, I think, to not be able to extend that contract for another few days or play for free out there for what they've gone. Because they would have picked up a few quid this year, definitely. For what return? Zilch. Relegation. Nada.
Now, on the other side of that, I can't remember exactly what I read, but the reason it's so late in the season is to do with Brighton and Hove Albion's under 21s having X amount of time off, which then they needed X amount of time to come back and be acclimatized back towards.
Fuck them. They should be able to put a team out.
Excuse me.
100%.
So I think that they should have been removed from the competition. As simple as that, because Eastbourne shouldn't be put in that situation of not being able to complete it when the season was actually current.
Completely agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. It don't matter because Three Bridges will win that cup anyway.
We should do.
Sorry, lads.
Sorry, Trev. I've jumped in on you there, but fuck them. They shouldn't. There's enough players.
Everyone's in a foul mood.
There's enough players in that fucking squad. Whether it be under 16s, under 18s, under 21s, whatever it is, there's enough players in that squad or that team to field a team. Utter bullshit tripe.
Absolutely. Anyway, last word on the National League South. Danny Merritt has gone at 4-1 Worthing as well. So I think
up the measure.
StreamYard. Clip that, StreamYard. Sorry, I'm just preparing something for later. It should.
So you froze then. That was probably your best.
He was in Dale's garage.
Dale's bin. Right, let's get into the Isthmian Premier Division. Results last Saturday, Whitehawk went down 2-0 at Billericay Town. Chester City held Dartford to a 2-2 draw and ended their playoff hopes. Burgess Hill Town lost 2-0 at Dulwich Hamlet, and Lewis drew 1-1 with Wingate and Finchley. This coming Saturday, Chester City head to Brentwood Town, Burgess Hill Town host Cray Wanderers, Lewis head to Chatham Town, and Whitehawk are at home to Potter's Bar. That's literally all I'm going to do for the Isthmian Prem because there ain't a lot else to say because there ain't nothing going on, and we'll put our congratulations in to Burgess Hill next week when the season has finished. So we'll go straight into the Isthmian South East Division. And results last Saturday, Broadbridge Heath went down 2-1 at home to Beckenham Town. Hassocks lost 2-0 to Sittingbourne. Hastings United drew 1-1 with Herne Bay. East Grinstead lost 7-2 at Mersham. Croydon Athletic won 2-1 at Sheffield United, and Three Bridges drew 3-3 with AFC Croydon Athletic. What?
And VCD 1, Eastbourne Town 4.
It was indeed. This coming Saturday, I always miss Eastbourne out. I don't know why.
I gave you the benefit of the doubt last week with it being at the bottom of the alphabet, but
yeah, but in the way I do it on the thing anyway, I put all the Sussex ones at the top, and then the rest follow underneath. But there we go. This coming Saturday, Sussex head to Ashford United, Crowborough Athletic host Mersham, East Grinstead Town at home to Margate, Eastbourne Town at home to Sevenoaks Town, Broadbridge Heath head to Erith Town, Faversham at home to the champions Three Bridges, and Hastings are on their jollies to Jersey Bulls. Right, simple question: Sussex or Sheppey?
Sheppey.
as in, well, if the question is who's going down,
as in to stay up.
Oh, who's staying up?
Yeah,
I'll fly the flag.
Who's staying up? Are you
Who's staying up? Are you fucking done as their kipper there, Trev? Sort your shit out.
You didn't wait, did you? You didn't wait. You all jumped in.
I didn't. Never assume. Yeah, I'll fly the flag to the Robins, particularly because Sheppey are dreadful and are at Croydon, who need the win. So that's nailed. It's a case of whether Sussex can get something at Ashford. Stranger things have happened.
No, I think they will. I think they got fighters in their team. I think they got a team of players that want to play for each other. That actually, really give a shit about the club and what they've achieved going into this kind of football for them. And and what those Westlake boys have done, and what Pat and his team have done behind the scenes. I want them to stay up. I really, really do. Great club down there. Great lads. And they've given themselves a chance because they look well out of it at one stage. So yeah, I want them to do that, and I really hope they do. If they don't, that Prem's going to be something else next year.
It is, yeah. I think it's just a case of Ashford. Ashford can realistically finish 9th, or maybe 8th, but probably 9th because Deal are away at Beckenham, so they can't move in the table. The motivation is all with Sussex, but since the managerial change, Ashford have been really strong, particularly at home.
You don't reckon they're on the beach, mate? On the beach with their sandals and speedos?
I don't know if you've been to Ashford.
No.
So no, they might be, but I mean, even now they're still, they lost at the weekend, but prior to that they've gone at least 5 unbeaten. Gary Locke is still banging them in.
Maybe they're in the designer outlet getting ready to be on the beach.
Very good.
Very good indeed. I wish Sussex nothing but the best, but and look, I think Sheppey could get a pounding, and the goal difference is already on Sussex side as well. So
I love that.
What?
Pounded. Pounded.
I think we'll get a pounding. They're awful.
Yeah. No, I agree, mate. I agree. That's why I think Hassels's got to fight. They're going to fight for their life, mate. It's that one. It's their cup final. It's their cup final. So, yeah.
I mean, they had, I think, what was it 758? Was it the weekend? The Isthmian League record for them. And
that's amazing.
From what I could see on social media as well, that all the Sittingbourne fans had nothing but praise for them and really want them to stay up at the expense of their Swale twins Sheppey going down, which says quite a lot. I think Sussex will do it. I think they'll win at Ashford. I don't fancy Sheppey getting anything at Croydon whatsoever. And as you say, Croydon need the points to finish second because they could be finishing bottom end of the playoffs, couldn't they? Fourth or fifth by the end of the day. With Jersey Bulls also able to get points and overtake them because of the goal difference. So I'm going Sussex to stay up, Sheppey to go down because their form is absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I think there's two teams that are in the business end, the real business end. There's two teams that one's bang out of form and the other one they haven't got that to play for. They haven't got that much. No, I agree with you there, Trev.
Jolly good. Right, let's get into Isthmian South East Division then. And results on Saturday, Bognor Regis Town drew 2-2 at Egham. Littlehampton Town's game with Hayes and Yedding was abandoned, which we'll come to in a couple of moments. This evening, that game is being replayed behind closed doors, and currently it's Littlehampton 0, Hayes and Yedding 1 at half-time. A result which would relegate the Golds if it stays that way. This coming Saturday, Town finish at home to Binfield, and Littlehampton Town are away to Horndean.
Ballum, thank you, but no. If anyone in this conversation is going to know, it's Trevor, not me.
He's a wizard. Ballum.
Right, one point on that. Let me just point out that hardly anyone that plays for Met Police is actually a policeman anymore. So your comments are a little bit pointless. But there we go. Littlehampton could get a reprieve, but there is someone else. Excuse me, it's step 4 that's got a better points per game record, which is what it goes on. Littlehampton, I think, are second at the moment, should any reprieves come, but I don't think there are any reprieves due at step 4 at the moment. So there we go.
And Sussex, to be fair, Sussex aren't a million miles off that either.
I think they're about 5th, aren't they? They're under 1 point a game though. Littlehampton, I think, about 105, and Sussex were 0.97.
So I'm in the docs. I'm in the projections now. Apparently, LA are in the lead now. That's updated up to the 19th and will presumably be corrected. They'll be second again to Bourne Town, not Eastbourne Town, Bourne Town, and then it's Congleton. But yeah. So Sussex, there's a few on 1. Sussex are one of them.
Yeah. So they're a little way behind. Obviously, Saturday's game between Littlehampton and Hayes was abandoned due to crowd player issues. There's obviously a few videos lurking around. No one's actually come and said exactly what's gone on. We've all seen bits, we've all seen pieces. They got ordered to play the game behind closed doors this evening. They didn't get a choice in that. I was expecting that they may have been given the option to hire enough stewards and security to do it themselves or to play it behind closed doors. But I found out on Monday evening that they didn't get that option. They were told it's behind closed doors, end of. And as we mentioned a few minutes ago, they are behind at the moment, and that would actually relegate them. So they've got a little bit of what's the word?
Work to do.
No, it wasn't quite that. More a little bit maybe of an advantage playing this evening, knowing they know exactly what they need to do. Whereas if they played on Saturday and the result stood at 2-1, they would have been relegated on Saturday. If they'd have got points Saturday, and everyone else hadn't got what they wanted, but they've got to do the business tonight in the second half. A draw's no good. It has to be 3 points, or they'll be returning to the Southern Combination next season.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get kept up to date with that score. Let's address the elephant in the room about that game. Right, the game doesn't get called off for no reason. There was videos flying around. I saw one. I'm quite happy to say it. Get shot down. I saw one of the Hayes and Yedding's number 10 player run 20 yards, jump and sucker punch a Littlehampton fan from the back. What happened before that? We only see that clip, What I do know is I spoke to Mitch Hand on Saturday. Okay. I said to him, what happened, mate? And he was gutted. He was gutted because he really, really didn't see that they were the instigators at all. And that, we hear it from one side, okay? But I know Mitch enough to know he's a stand-up guy, and he'll always stand up for his players. He always has done. But something happened in that game that obviously kicked off massively, and I think it's the right decision to play it behind closed doors. Obviously, it's quite surprising actually that the FA got everything done in that time. Yeah. Out to them, that
that would have been the league. That'd have been the league, not the FA.
Then shout out to the Isthmian League for doing that.
To be fair, Mike, the Isthmian don't mess around. Some of the others are a bit blasé and a bit dirty, but the Isthmian never mess around. Not when it comes to discipline. They get straight on it, which fair play to them.
And I'll be gutted for those Golds boys as well, because there's been a lot of banter back and forth with their fans online this week over the last few days. Some real stuff, and I think they played it pretty well. Littlehampton, pretty cool in that. They can be a volatile lot, yeah, but we know them. We can all be that. They got some loud fans. That's one of the reasons why they had that run in the FA Vase, because those fans were the 12th man. This club close to us. We know it. You know it very well, guys. They're obviously back against the wall now. Whatever happens, so hats off to Mitch and Gaskin for giving it a go, because they knew nothing about this league when they got moved over, and they said that themselves. But again, it falls into that variable, doesn't it? That if they do go down and there's no reprieve, again, that SCFL Prem is going to be one hell of a big league next season.
And it just do before to go back to the South East next season? No. The reason both are in that division is because the travelling in that division actually helps both Bognor and Littlehampton, and the only way they're going to end up back in the South East is if there's an anomaly of clubs elsewhere, which means there's a shortage, which there isn't going to be. So they've got Buckley's chance of going back over there, and it wouldn't suit them to go back that way either. So the answer to that pretty much is no. Right, into the Southern Combination Premier Division and the results on Saturday. Pagham beat Guernsey by 5-0. AFC Vardinians drew 2-2 with Seaford. Hayward Heath Town beat New Haven by 4-3. Horsham YM beat Bexhill United by 6-1. Lingfield won 2-0 at Lancing. Midhurst and Eastbourne won a Saturday game by beating Forest Row 4-3. Roffey beat Little Common by 2-0 in their last game for the first team at the Theatre of Trees. Eastbourne United won 4-0 at Shoreham. Stenning Town stayed top for 2-0 win over Peacehaven and Toscombe. And Wick and Crawley Gatwick drew 1 apiece. Tomorrow night, or it would have happened tomorrow night if you're listening on Thursday, it's the Sussex FA RUR Charity Cup final at Lancing, which is Hayward Heath Town against Worthing United. Then on Saturday afternoon, all games kick off at 2 p.m. Lancing head to Guernsey. Bexhill United host Pagham at Hastings United. Crawley Down Gatwick at home to AFC Vardinians. Hayward Heath Town head to Eastbourne United. Forest Row at home to Wick. Lingfield at home to Shoreham at AFC Whiteleaf. Little Common host Midhurst and Eastbourne. Horsham YM head to New Haven. Peacehaven and Toscombe at home to Roffey. And Stenning Town head to Seaford. Stenning then need 1 point for the title. Away at Seaford, obviously Hayward Heath, heading to Eastbourne United, hoping for a bit of a favour. Where's the title going?
I'll start because I've backed Hayward Heath all year. Yeah. I respect them both massively to both clubs. Stenning have been phenomenal. They've been relentless in their pursuit this time. They really have. Shout out to Hammy and Hollis and the lads down there for doing an incredible job. People like the Fridge, Bridgman and Jarvis and people like that. They've got goals galore. They really have got goals galore. Hayward Heath form dipped in that crucial part in there, and Stenning didn't stop. So that's where the title's going, barring, I love the boys down at Seaford, Darts and Pooley. It's a big ask to go and beat Stenning because they only need a point, and they have a point.
1 point. Yeah.
To beat them. If they did, it'd be one of the stories of the season. The big twists at the end. But yeah, hats off to Stenning. Thoroughly deserved. Great club all round. Great stuff they've done off the pitch as well with the stadium. Fully deserved. I'd be shocked. More shocked than if Worthing lost.
Absolutely. Yeah. Chris, are Guernsey going to go the entire season without drawing a single game?
Let's see. They've got Lands. Yes.
I mean, that is some record in itself. You see clubs that draw too many games, and it costs them at the top end of the table. But Guernsey are a bit of an enigma, are they not?
Some fun facts about Guernsey. There's been exactly 200 goals in their 37 games.
Jesus.
Ridiculous.
That's absolutely mental. They've got the worst. They've got the worst defense in the top half, joint with New Haven, but they've got the best attack. Like those people at Victoria Park are getting a good old bargain. But they can't afford they can't afford a mistake actually, because New Haven, Horsham YM. I mean, those two will go head to head in the playoffs. I think that's a mathematical certainty that those two will face off in the playoffs. But Guernsey will need a win to make sure they've got home advantage. Assuming that's the thing, I presume they've got home advantage. They're not making them play on the mainland or anything stupid.
No. The playoffs take place a week on Saturday rather than midweek due to Guernsey's involvement in the playoffs.
So in which case, it's all on Guernsey. They've had a bit of a wobble. I think player availability has been a bit of an issue for them of the last few games.
I was just about to say that, Chris. Don't read so much into it with the Moretti the Moretti Cup over the last couple of weeks over there.
No, I'm not. Like you say, that's a crucial bit of context I want to get in there.
Especially as they only had 2 subs on Saturday away at Pagham. They only had 3 midweek against Midhurst when we were there, and I don't think they had a full bench on the Saturday before. So
hey, nothing away from the Lions.
They've had a week coming to Sussex, haven't they?
5-0, the Lions. Oh.
Pagham have had a great season, though, to be fair. But I think in terms of that question, Lee, who do you fancy for the playoffs? I mean, I still can't look past Haywards Heath, assuming it's them in the playoffs and not Stenning. At home they've been imperious. They've won all bar one game, I think. When was it Roffey? No, it was Bexhill, wasn't it? 4-3, Bexhill. They did lose at home. Now they lost an away game at Hanbury Park, granted, but they're bloody imperious at home. It's been the away form that's kind of led to them slipping up a bit. So I'd still put good money on Haywards Heath. And I'm not just seeing them tomorrow.
I think there's going to be a little twist.
Peacehaven.
Yeah, going to come. Yeah, they're going to do an Eastbourne Town.
Don't write them off. They're a quality side. When they get it together, they will beat anyone in that league when they get it together, and they've proven it.
Well, I saw him beat Heath, but that was at Centenary Park, though. That's the key difference, I think.
But
you did.
I actually this week tips up YM for the playoffs. I love the people at Haywards Heath. Got some good mates there. I think they'll win the cup tomorrow. I definitely think that. But I'm saying YM because I've seen YM go over to Guernsey and win convincingly with 2 strong sides. Yeah, I was there. I've also seen what they will end up this season with, and but yeah, I think it's gonna be a Haywards Heath versus YM final. And to be fair, Haywards Heath have got a great record against them, so
it's going to be box office. I said on the stat show that YM's away record this season's unreal. Like Guernsey will not be happy. It's YM coming.
Well, it's their best finish in what, over 20 years? Something like that. It is at YM, on a limited resource compared to teams.
No, it can't be as much as that. They've been in step 4 in the last 20 years.
Is it certain in recent times for us?
Yeah, probably in the last how long they've been down? 3-4 years, I think.
At least, yeah. But it's. Look, Liam's my mate. I think he's done a great job over there. I wonder if they could probably match his ambition for next year. I wonder if they don't go. If they go up, I'm then probably even potentially a little bit more concerned. Oh, there he is.
8-9 years.
Because I know he wants to compete at the highest level, and I think he's got lads in there that can win that playoff. But then again, so does Haywards Heath, so did Guernsey, and so did Peacehaven, which is brilliant for the neutral.
Absolutely. Gaz, throw yours in.
I still think Peacehaven. I don't know. There's something about them this season. They've been better towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
I think it could be YM Peacehaven final. I think the top 2 could. for me, whoever doesn't go up automatically, I don't think will win the playoffs. And I think because of the confidence knock. So I think you're looking at one of those other three teams. I think if Guernsey can get the players back and field a full bench for starters, then they stand a chance. But I'm going to go, it'll be a YM Peacehaven final. And I think it will be a penalty shootout.
If it is a YM Peacehaven final, it'll be a needle one. It will be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think they all could be, and I think, to be fair, the same as Division 1 as well. I don't think there's a wrong answer in any of the four sides you pick here or in that division.
Isn't that good though?
Yeah, it's great. But that's how football should be, competitive.
Yeah.
The one thing I will just say with these playoffs is, though, I was surprised, but when I went back through all the playoffs in the SNLF leagues since they started, basically, and I think there's only been one away win in 90 minutes.
Ooh.
And that was Shoreham. That was Shoreham away at Seaford. So we're going back a few years now. I think it was at 18, 19 maybe. I think it's like that. So the rest have all been draws or home wins. So home advantage at this level is serious. So that would be that, and I think the fact Peacehaven, they had a great run. I think they were like 15 unbeaten or something.
Yeah, they're about 13, 14 on the bounce, weren't they? They were flying.
It was 14, and then to be fair, they went to Guernsey and lost 6, and that can happen. Like Guernsey have battered a heck of a lot of teams. That's just But then, and to be fair, the fixtures. The thing is, I was going to say their run's been kind of halted, but then I look at their fixtures and they've been bloody horrible. So no, I'm with you on the Peacehaven. I can get behind Peacehaven as well. Actually, guys, to be fair.
So none of us are going for Guernsey then.
It's not that we're not going for him. I just think.
Well, I'll take Guernsey then. No one else says.
Hey.
Okay.
I saw them a couple of weeks ago. I saw them literally last week. I didn't think they were that good.
Oh yeah, these two went to see him lose at Midhurst. Yeah, it's a fair point.
Do you think? And do you think that by not having that playoff on a Tuesday, and then say, for example, and what it's looking like, Horsham Wine having to go away to Guernsey on a Tuesday, that's a hindrance against Guernsey? Do you think?
No, to be honest, I think it helps all four sides, because if you want, you've got 2 sessions. You can have Tuesday and Thursday. Whereas in Division 1, they finish Saturday, they go straight into the playoff Tuesday. There's no time to think about it. Whereas, maybe you could overcomplicate yourself in what you're going to do, but you've also got good preparation time. And when you're trying to step from 5 to 4, which is a big jump as it is for a lot of clubs that just can't do it, you've got that extra week. I think it's going to be a help, but it could be that both away teams win on the Saturday, and then. One's got a home tie in the final.
My thought process behind that. Let me explain my thought process behind that. It would have been tougher from the YM side if they had to fly out on a Tuesday morning and come back on Tuesday night. Because let's not forget, these lads have jobs, same as all the other teams. Yeah, these lads have jobs during the day. That's an extra potential variable the gaffer and his coaches have got to get over again. So I think them saying it a Saturday has made it a little bit not easier, but fairer. And look, it's going to be 3 cracking games, isn't it? It really is.
I tell you what, the gates should benefit from it being on Saturdays.
They will. Well, Guernsey will bring a bag full of players anyway. They'll bring 1,000 players, 1,000 fans.
I'm going to say I fancy their chances then.
Well, yeah. When I was there, they had 700. And it didn't do them any good.
Well, we'll see. Right, let's get into Southern Combination Division 1 results. Last Saturday, AFC Uckfield Town went down 2-1 at home to Dorking Wanderers B. AFC Walcountians beat Saltdean United 6-0. Oakwood won 4-2 at Arundel. Billingshurst against Copthorne was postponed, with Copthorne unable to raise a team. East Preston and Worth United drew 1 each. Godalming Town were on the beach and lost 3-0 at home to Jarvis Brook. Ringmer AFC beat Infinity by the same scoreline. Reigate Priory drew 2 each at Loxwood, and Mile Oak are at home to Selsey. As we mentioned, Worthing United are against Hayward Town on Wednesday evening in the RUR Charity Cup final. And this coming Saturday, these are all 3 o'clock as normal. Loxwood head to AFC Uckfield Town. Dorking Wanderers B host Mile Oak. Arundel head to Jarvis. home to Infinity. Reigate Priory host East Preston. Ringway FC at home to AFC Walcountians. Billingshurst head to Saltdean. Copthorne at Selsey. And Worthing United at home to Godalming Town. Gaz, Worthing United start the day in second, but could quite easily finish in fifth by the end of the afternoon. As we said, it's the competitive nature of these playoffs that are making it just so tight.
Love it. This division in particular and the National League South have probably been the best two divisions we've covered for the last 2 seasons.
Totally agree, Gaz.
Like the drama, the everything. They've literally given everything the last 2 years. Godalming last year missed out on the title, missed out on playoffs. Won the title this year. Like it just everything. It's literally given everything. The only thing that I will say for Worthing United is they've got a big game tomorrow night. Massive game tomorrow night. They could do with doing that one in 90 minutes, if I'm being honest. Along with that, if they do lose that, could there then be a hangover for Saturday?
They're not expected to win that, though.
Say again?
They're not expected to win that game. That's a free hit for them.
Yes and no. They've got themselves to a final. They'll think. I mean, you probably know, speaking to City and Cuzzo a little bit more than I do. They will believe that they have a chance of winning that final.
100%. Yeah, absolutely agree with that.
But so then there could potentially then be an
emotional
hangover, an emotional hangover that they've just missed out, and that could then mentally impact them on Saturday. I'm not saying it will, but it's the thing about football, isn't it? It's all could be's, should be's, would be's, could happen, might happen, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Yeah,
I think it's the beauty of the game. I think, and our City's popped up in the chat. To be fair, and that's co-manager.
There we go.
No extra time in anything these days, isn't it? Straight to penalties.
I think tomorrow, first and foremost, the pressure's on Haywards Heath.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's the thing. I like what you said. Not like what you said, but I picked up what you said just now about Godalming. They got the job done. It's done. It's done. You know, it is now time to maybe play some players that haven't played. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying out the hat for Godalming Town, but there's going to be one team that really has everything running on that, and one team that's already done the business and deservedly should get that guard of honour, which I'm sure Worthing United would do because they are classy like that. You know, so I just think. Yeah, there's a chance they'll get beat tomorrow. Worthing United, there is a good, you know, if you're a betting man, the odds massively stack in Haywards Heath's favour. But I expect them to go and get a win on Saturday. What's a Worthing double? Worthing United and Worthing. I'll have that double, please.
I think the difference, I mean, the one thing you would say, and we're potentially in Worthing United's favour, is that result that Godalming recorded against Jarvis Brook at the weekend. A 3-0 home defeat, which I definitely didn't have on my bingo card. But like you said, Mike, it was already in the bag for them. So
job done, stat man. It's job done, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So there's nothing on it.
That was the aim. So, you know, look, they could go and lose 15-0. And at the end of the day, they're still champions. Obviously, Mo won't have that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Godalming don't concede 3 very often. So it must have been a bit of an aberration in that regard. But yeah, this league, my model's pretty much set for most of the leagues now. There might be a bit of movement here, one place there. These 4, throw them up in the air. See where they land.
Throw a blanket over all 4 of a minute is really how it goes. And as well, Chris Ringmer picking up great result at Infinity, which I didn't see coming, which confirms their place in Division 1 for next year. Oakwood technically are there as well on goal difference, and Mike's just peering back into. And
I'll tell you one thing: the Oakwood coaches and ownership didn't expect that kind of performance at the weekend either. I spoke to them, and they weren't happy about it at all. They weren't happy how the last couple of games have been. I think I've been the unlucky charm since I've been there. They started losing. Do you know what I mean?
Are we talking about Arundel?
Infinity.
Oh, Infinity. Sorry.
Yeah, Infinity. You know, so
well, it's their turn. It's Oakwood's turn at the weekend, so you know.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
I mean,
I think Infinity will be up when it gets to the playoffs. They'll have those minds right, and they'll give it their best go. I'm sure of that.
There's going to be
hopefully they'll want a home tie anyway. But that's what they're all playing for this weekend is place wise. No talk yet of Billingshurst and Copthorne, what they're deciding to do with that. We're in the last week of the season. People need to know. Let's get it sorted, especially before the weekend, so that Billingshurst know exactly where they are. Because if you're not planning on awarding the points, then that opens the door still to all countings, I think. And
Arundel. I think it's really unfair on Billy. I really do. And those boys down there, really great bunch of lads. They battered Copthorne previously, didn't they?
8-1. 8-1.
Yeah, right. They would have expected those lads there to put 5 past Copthorne. No disrespect to Copthorne, but it's in the form book. All right, what can't speak, can't lie. They've had a tragic season. Tragic. Rumours of shin pads being borrowed and things like that. Jeez, you can't write it. But
I could write it.
You could write it. You're an award-winning writer. So there, we have an award-winning writer on the team. I've been there. But I think Billingshurst for their managers, their coaching staff up there, their players, and I know a couple of their players well. They deserve to know early doors what needs to be achieved. Otherwise, that is not fair.
I completely agree. It is a shame for Billingshurst. I don't think they would have scored 5 against Copthorne. To be fair,
Gaz a third job there. We've seen him. Gaz, me and Gaz play centre backs. Copthorne. I'm up for a one game deal.
But I'd also just question the league quite why it hasn't been. You look at what the Isthmian managed to sort out with Hazen, Yedding and Littlehampton tonight, right? Within a couple of days, that was an infinitely harder problem to solve or circle to square, and they've done it. This, I'm not being funny, looks like a cut and shut 3-0, but where is it? It's nowhere. So I'm assuming it's 3-0, but it's.
What do they need? What do Billies need to really make an interest?
Huh?
What do they need? What do they need?
What?
If they get 3 points from this, and then they're just playing for places at the weekend as to who's going to play who. If they don't resolve it, then at the moment, Walcountians and Arundel could overtake Billingshurst without the Copthorne points,
which would be so.
The interesting point. Well, I say interesting point comes in goal difference, but I don't even think it's that interesting in that.
No,
I think if Billings
stop trying to dress it up.
Well, no, I just mean in terms of because I've put 3-0 in right in my stuff, just to try and project where they're at. Their goal difference will be plus 44. Reigate's will be plus 50, but the only way that's ever going to matter is if Reigate lose to East Preston at home and Billingshurst lose away, get a point. I'll start again. If Reigate get beat and Billingshurst get a point, they'll finish level, and only then does it matter. I.e., it's a pretty small chance. So,
but it's a chance.
Well, it wouldn't though, because the goals would be 6 different, wouldn't they? So it wouldn't make any difference.
No, the goal No, but that's what I'm saying about the 3-0 thing. So, is it out of the question that Billingshurst could have put 10 past Copthorne?
No, not
at all. But there's nothing you can do about that. The 3 points are more important than anything else. It's more a case of look,
I agree.
Sort the admin out, get it done. We're all level on 33. We go and play Saturday. Everyone knows where they are. Arundel and Walcountians don't go thinking maybe we've got a chance here. Everyone's expecting them to get the points. Billingshurst expected to get the points. Just put it out there and sort it. But how much trouble did we have trying to get confirmation that the final games of the season are at 2:00 and the dates of the playoffs? Put the communication out there. There's plenty of channels. Use them. Let everyone know it's not rocket science. But then, hey, that's what we're here for.
But you mentioned Ringmer as well, and I think it's only fair to say, well, like, congratulations to them on securing step six safety.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey. They've had a heck of a lot to deal with, Ringmer, in terms of serious injuries, in terms of like players collapsing and things like that. It hasn't been a gimme, but they've they can build on this for next season, you'd hope.
Yeah, and I hope Ringmer do everything they can to try and manage the expectations there for what potentially could be happening next year. Ringmer need to hold on to Tommy Haddon and his boys, if they want to progress. That's a fact.
I did speak to Tommy Sunday. He said he's got a voodoo doctor coming up before the game against Walcounting to try and get rid of that injury curse, because he said something's got to change.
Did they get an injury in the changing room on Saturday as well?
They did, yeah.
How good was that?
This is what I mean,
That's well funny.
You just can't write it.
How good's that? I'm pretty sure Tommy doesn't see that.
No. Ringmer, your committee, message your committee. You need to keep hold of Tommy.
Tommy might not want to stay. Tommy might want to go somewhere else. Tommy might be quite happy there. Tommy might not be.
I'm sure there'll be clubs looking at Tommy.
But we'll go with what Tommy says.
Tommy, jump on the show. Tell us what you're thinking.
Is this just feels like a competition of how many times we can say Tommy in a rolling 60-second period?
Well, you managed 4 in the group chat, so I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Currently, massive injury crisis. Right, let's get into step 7, where we've had a couple of clubs also not fielding teams as well in Capel and Southwater. On Saturday afternoon, Alfold beat AFC Brighton Rangers by 4-2. Bosham had an away walkover against Capel. Harrison Town against Southwater was postponed without Southwater fielding a side. Upper Beeding drew 2-2 at Rudgwick, and TD Shipley beat Ferring by 1-0. This evening, there are 2 games going on. Russington are hosting Bosham. Last I saw, Russington were a goal ahead, and Storrington are hosting Harrison Town. TD Shipley had an away walkover against Capel. Excuse me. This coming Saturday, they're back to 3 o'clock kickoffs, but they don't finish this weekend. AFC Brighton Rangers host Rudgwick at Lancing. Brighton Electricity have got a home walkover against Capel. Chester City B host Ferring. Russington are home to Alfold. TD Shipley host Harrison Town, and Upper Beeding are at home to Southwater. On Monday evening, Brighton Electricity host Harrison Town. On Tuesday evening, Russington now 2-2 against Bosham. Mr. Desmond. Chester City B are at home to TD Shipley, and Hailsham have got an away walkover against Capel. In the Mid-Sussex Premier Division last weekend, Westfield beat Balcombe by 6-1. Cookfield Rangers beat Polegate Town by 1-0. Shoreham Seconds drew 0-0. Hollington United. French Athletic won 6-1 at Linfield, and Holland Sports beat Rotherfield by 3-1. This coming Saturday in the Montgomery Cup semi-final, Holland Sports against Hollington United. In the Premier Division, French Athletic host Westfield. Cookfield Rangers go to Polegate Town, and Rotherfield are at home to Reigate Prior Reserves. And on Tuesday evening, Shoreham Seconds are at home to Hollington, and Rushington are now 4-2 up. That's very quick scoring, I've got to say. In the West Sussex Premier Division.
Where are they playing at? They're playing at Rushington.
They're Wick, aren't they?
Oh, right. I was about to say, it's bloody dark out there. They ain't got lights.
No, I know exactly. Yeah, they're at Wick. Results last Wednesday: AFC Fishbourne beat Wittering United by 2-1. Billingshurst Reserves beat Holbrook Olympic by 5-1. On Saturday, Dell United won 3-1 at Billinghurst Reserves. Holbrook Olympic had a home walkover against Harting. Amring won 3-1 at Horsham Crusaders, and Wittering United won by the same score at TD Shipley Reserves. On Monday evening, Billingshurst Reserves played Harting, but I didn't get the result because I've been busy. This evening, Dell United are at home to Petworth. Tomorrow, Angmering are away at Fishbourne. AFC Fishbourne. Billingshurst Reserves playing again against Wittering United. Holbrook Olympic are at home to TD Shipley Reserves. Then on Saturday, Wittering United are at home to Horsham Crusaders at 2 p.m. Watersfield go to Angmering. Billingshurst Reserves are against Petworth. Dell United are against Holbrook Olympic. And TD Shipley Reserves at home to Harting. Then on Monday evening, Billingshurst Reserves continue their attempt for the Guinness World Records at home to Horsham Crusaders. And then on Wednesday evening, they play again at home to TD Shipley Reserves, whilst Wittering United go to Horsham Crusaders. Cross, enough going on there, to say the least. Right, where are we going next? Team of the week, sponsored by Singers Briefing. Well, it's not really, because there aren't really a lot to choose from. We haven't forgotten about the week before last. We're still trying to work out how to get Godalming and Three Bridges in at the same time, but leave that with us.
Quickly, Billingshurst Reserves lost 2-1 at home to Harting.
Lovely, thanks, Gaz.
You said that you couldn't get. Well,
it's not I couldn't get. I put this together yesterday, and I haven't had a chance this evening to go ahead and find the result. Anyway, team of the week for this week, we've got Ringmar AFC for their 3-0 win over Infinity. So congratulations to Tommy and the lads. You're our choice for this week.
I thought we'll pag them in with a shout.
To be honest, we had such a brief conversation yesterday, me and Gaz, between it. We didn't really...
Trev messaged me at 7:30 yesterday morning, and I replied either late last night or
last night.
this morning.
Cool. You won't be writing for them next year, Trev. Pag them.
That's fine. I've got plenty of other clubs interested. I've got room. Don't you worry. I've got work coming out of my ears. Right, on to the shout outs. Anybody got any?
Yes.
Oh.
Shout out Lewis Hull, who retires this weekend. 731 games for Little Common with 417 goals.
Wow.
Amazing, isn't it? Absolute legend, as they say.
I mean, that is absolutely incredible. How comes we never had him on the show?
Well, there you go.
Never works, Lee. Never works. He keeps trying.
To be fair to Lewis Hull, he's East Sussex, isn't he? So
can I give one shout out, please?
I've got another one.
Oh, you got another one? You can
pipe yourself down. It's more of a game this weekend on Sunday. So Arundel Under-18's first team versus Bosham in the Arundel and Chai League. It's a playoff final because they both finished on the same amount of games played, same amount of wins, same amount of draws, same amount of losses, same amount of points. Goal difference doesn't count. So they're playing a playoff final on Sunday at Chichester Football Club. I was asked to give a shout out. I said I'd give a shout out actually because
Good luck to
that one, didn't you?
Good luck to.
You took a backhander for that one, didn't you?
Dan, if you want to give me a backhander for giving that announcer that shout out, then please do. But he didn't give it a backhander, no.
I've got one.
I'll take Bergen.
I want to shout out Gary Elliott at Step 7 Storrington.
Yeah.
You know, he retires after a gazillion years in goal for Storrington, an absolute legend. They made him his captain tonight as well. He had a chance to have a fairy tale ending to save a penalty, but didn't happen. You know, but I want to catch up with him because he's been a wonderful servant to that club. And I know that Andy Philpott, the chairman, is going to really miss him. So shout out to Gary Elliott there at Storrington FC.
Chris?
To be honest, the only one I had was also Lewis Hull. I want to give a shout out. It's not a club in Sussex, but to VCD Athletic, who have their final. They had their final home game this weekend. They got their final game in 116-year history. Away at Sittingbourne, I think, but it's away.
Yeah, correct.
A real sad end. I mean, I've called out their attendances this year a few times, just saying how low they are in midweek, like they don't get 100. But that doesn't mean you want the club to go out of business at all. Like, it's a really sad ending, and I just hope that it's not. You know, you hate to see it. It does happen a lot.
Yeah,
It happens too often. I just hope it doesn't happen again, but it will. That's the sad thing. We've got to keep fighting for these clubs who struggle with these sorts of circumstances.
I mean, I went down there last season in that wonderful FA Vars range race that Arundel had. When we went and lost to VCD away, what a carpet that pitch was! So
lovely, isn't it? Always been good.
I laid on it. It was just, I felt it on my face and my beard. I really did. It was beautiful in there.
Can you go off the Cruz Campo now, please?
Huh?
Can you lay off the Cruz Campo?
It's where Charlton ladies play as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It's really nice.
I want to say something about the VCD fans. You know, they were banter, filled up. You know, they're just welcoming people. I don't know how they don't get many people there, because it's a really nice club, cheap, lovely little bar in there as well. I feel gutted for them, but that's what happens. You know, when money in football, and when there's other options for potentially land as well. You know, you got to have the right people behind the scenes, and that club, but they're gone. You know, a massive club like that. So, yeah, you're right there, Statman. You are right, but gutted for them, but not for the owners.
Yeah, I'll park it. I could go on about this for hours, but I won't.
It's not the club owners; it's the landowners. It's
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, and
Get off my land.
Best clarify that.
And shout out to these boys as well, Glossop North End. They're currently playing in the Derbyshire Senior Cup final against Stepford Ilkeston.
I really don't care. I'm not that bothered.
So, yeah, that's his own town, isn't it?
That's just like nothing to do with Sussex. We're getting further and further. We might as well start mentioning the Isle of Man at this rate, or the Isle of
Well, while we're at it, no.
There we go. VCD was on my first away days, possibly the first, and first opposition of my current stint. Absolutely gutted. There we go. Yeah.
Shout out, Dom. Yeah. Oh.
What have we got now? Amsterdam with one. Thanks. Right, I've got two shout outs. Joe Cook at Worthing into the 100 club.
Yes.
And this is probably the best shout out of the season. Chichester City's awards, managers, player of the year.
Yeah.
Levi. I saw that and I thought that has to get a mention. And that's just a class touch from Chichester, which we really expect.
That was unexpected. When you sent that through in the group, Trev, I thought, do you know what? That is really class doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thought, yeah, and incredible for his family as well. So yeah, never forget.
Absolutely, no. Well played, Chichester. That's as far as I'm concerned. Right. Tomorrow evening, all four of us, although if it's Thursday, you'd have missed it, we'll be at the RUR Cup final at Lancing to watch Worthing United and Howard Heath, hence why we're recording on Tuesday evening instead of Wednesday. But Gaz, what have we got planned for Wednesday evening?
Don't know, mate.
And you're a dickhead.
Can I do the plans? Let's go and meet down the Boozer, early doors, probably about 3-4 in the afternoon. Go through some ideas about what. No.
Right, so the rest of us that are working will be there about 6. Mike could be half cut.
I won't even be there at 6. I reckon I'll be there at 7. I've got a meeting at 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Jesus Christ. Right, anyway.
We're going to go live before the game. We're going to go live at half time. We're going to go live at full time. And you know what? If it gets to a penalty shootout, go to the SNLF.co.uk on Instagram and you'll get the penalty shootout on Instagram as well.
But the one thing he's missed out, which is the one thing you thought...
I'm going to do a remark of the burger. The worst the worst burger in the Bundesliga, the Bundesliga this season. Currently got a 3.5 out of 10. There's a live burger review coming tomorrow.
A live burger review?
Yeah, I'm going to do it on a live stream. Yeah, I'm going to do it on a live stream.
What, from the county FA?
Yeah. We'll do it over the other side though, behind the dugout, so it's a bit further away. So the poor woman that's in the T-bar can't hear me slagging off her burger or praising her burger, should I say?
It's a last chance of redemption, isn't it, Gaz? This year
it is. I'm giving them an opportunity. I'll be honest with you and say I don't hold out much hope, but I'd love to be proved wrong.
Yeah, well, it's look, it is what it is, isn't it? You know, you're not going to get, some mega ringma burger or Lockswood burger.
No.
Stop
playing fucking devil's advocate. Fucking hell.
So we'll put the link out on our socials this evening and tomorrow morning, obviously before the game. So we'll be live before the game, we'll be live at half time, we'll be live at full time. We'll try and pull 1 or 2 special guests in if we can at various points. And if Mike can stay off the beer, we might actually invite him along as well and he can join in. but we'll see how it goes.
I don't need an
No,
invite. It
no.
does not need an invite. He's there. He will
Mike,
be there.
even if you're not off the beer, you can come and join us.
Oh, is
Just
that
don't get
right?
me banned,
Yeah.
right? Don't get me banned because I'm doing good shit on that Instagram at the moment. 120,000 views in the last 30 days.
Nice, mate. Nice,
Boy
mate.
done good. The boy done good. Go on, Chris.
How are you getting to the ground, Mike?
There's a train station right next door.
Oh, okay.
Silly question.
You know what? I actually thought that was a genuine question then. So.
I think it was. I
But
don't
listen,
think
listen, lad.
Chris.
Oh, listen, lad. This is our hometown. You're coming over to tomorrow. You're a guest in the manor. Remember that.
In
You
the
know.
ghetto.
Yeah,
Guess
we know
so.
we know what happens to cars in that neck of the woods, don't we?
Main streets of Lancing. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've got another shout out.
Go on.
I almost forgot. If it wasn't for Ballum, I'd have definitely forgotten. Running a competition over on Instagram at the moment.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Win a replica World Cup football. All you got to do is like the post, share the post, your story, follow the snlf.co.uk. Also follow our good friends at Broadwater Sports who have donated the football, and you could be in with a chance. I tell you what, it's done a lot better than the last football we gave away. That had about five people. I think we're up to about 35, 40 at the moment. So
Yeah, shout out Jan Miller at Broadwater Sports, top guy, always supporting the brands and that.
Right, just before we get to where to, 92 minutes on the clock. Littlehampton are still a goal behind to Hayden Yedding. So by the time we actually get to the end of the show, they might as well be relegated. Right, let's get to where we're off to.
I am with you guys on tomorrow, and then I'm at the Brighton and Worthing Cup final the day after at Sheffield. Yes, in there. I'm out there, and then Saturday. Unless anyone from Worthing FC can get in touch with me and give me a ticket, or anyone's got any spares, let me know. I will be doing probably not a lot, to be fair, because I do have a party in the evening to get to. I am a social bloke. Yeah, because the season is ending. So if anyone's got any offers, let me know. Let me know. DM me now. And we'll go from there.
Mike's go to 2 games in 2 days because his missus is so sick of him being around the house, she needs to get rid of him.
Yeah, already.
Could possibly, but I am crying out for a ticket though for Worthing. Anyone? Come on, help me out.
You could theoretically, if you get a ticket for the Worthing game, and I hope you do, but you could do a double header because don't Worthing kick off at 3? Worthing United kick off at 3.
Yeah, Worthing kick off at 12:30.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Double header.
Do you reckon I'm making a double header
No.
if they go and win the title? No.
That is a fair point.
Let
That is
me
a bloody good point. Yeah,
It's
I hadn't thought of that.
Not only is it the bar, but it's quite a distance from Worthing Football Club to Worthing United.
It is. Yeah. You know, and look, I live a couple of stops away from Worthing Station. You know, so that is as easy. Roll me on, roll me off. You know, yeah. Anyone out there's got a spare ticket? Let me know, please. Either that or is it any away tickets? Do you reckon I'll get in the away fans?
They had hardly any left when I looked last night.
Got none left today.
Very few, and that was last night. So I was very much doubt they're going to be there 24 hours.
Good luck putting your postcode in and getting a ticket though.
Yeah.
You just find a postcode surely for where they're from. Stick it in. You go in you go in one of those like prosthetic little masks or something like that. You know, I could go in as Aggie or someone like that.
Imagine that. Gaz, what are you off to?
The pub on Saturday afternoon.
Better not be in Worthing, mate, if we're winning.
No, I'm going to Shoreham next week.
Yeah, it's playoffs next week.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Tuesday night.
Yeah, definitely, maybe.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to the playoffs, 100%.
Yeah,
Chris?
no, I will. I'll be about.
You'll be about in the pub. Chris, you'll be at the Saffrons.
correct. Yeah, hoping to exceed our best ever points total at step 4.
Oh, congratulations, Stan, man.
Well, if we can, if we beat Seven Oaks, we'll guarantee a top half finish, and it'll be a best ever points total at Stepford for Eastbourne Town. So it's nothing on the line, but personally, it's quite a lot on the line. So, and then Tuesday, yeah, let's see what the playoffs throw up. Although, given those team locations, I might have to take a rain check on that. I'm just looking at the Division 1 table, and it's like Worthing United, fine. Reigate, Infinity, Billingshurst. So, I mean, today I had to go. I work in East. Bit of fun. I'm not the
Full-time.
like portrays me to be full time. They're dead. Commiseration.
Oh, no.
Littlehampton, Hayes and Yedding won. Littlehampton will be relegated from the Isthmian South Central. So we've definitely got two sides coming down.
I tell you what, if you're watching this live, get on the Twitter, because there'll be some back and forth now. Those Hayes and Yeddings fans are going to have it.
To be fair, Mike, I think it won't just be Hayes and Yedding fans. There were quite a few fans.
There was a Hendon fan going in, wasn't there?
Yeah.
He's a fucking sausage, isn't he?
Sometimes you got. Welcome back, boys. Welcome back next season.
Yeah, County League next year is going to be.
Take a good one. If would Littlehampton definitely come down? It would be, wouldn't it, Trev?
Yeah. It would probably take about 3 or 4 sides dropping out for them to get a reprieve. So there's very little chance.
I tell you what, it'd take a good one to beat that lot though next year.
It will. Right. Well, Saturday, I'm at Woodside Road for the game against Ebbsfleet.
You're a fucking Glory supporter.
No,
Where's he going?
I'm at Woodside on Saturday. I've got friends at spare season ticket.
Of course he has. First time you've been to see him this season, yeah?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Thought as much.
Little fucking rat.
You're a bit like Starmer, mate. When the war ends, he just turns up and goes, "Bang, yeah, there you go. I've saved the day." Unbelievable.
But if I see any tickets on offer, or I know any of their group that's got any spare going, then I shall tag you both in them. Don't you worry.
Trevor, I take it all back. Everything I said. I take it
to be fair, I haven't seen. I think I've only seen one person with one, but I think that was a child ticket.
That's all right.
I would shave the beard. I would shave the beard. I'd do anything to get in there.
Gaz will like bend over double, weren't he? Just to see. But yeah, I'll keep my eyes out all week anyway. Taking you two, and then next Tuesday be one of those Division 1 playoff games. And I was going to say, I reckon that, and I did put it on Twitter, but they didn't reply to me, that the County League missed a trick by having the Division 1 final on Saturday, when it's now the semi-finals for the Premier Division, when if they'd have moved it to the Sunday, they probably would have got a bigger game for whoever's at home. And I would have gone and done both, but I'm going to have to make a choice between playoff game or playoff final. But whether they were bound by the National League system or the FA, it's got to be on the Saturday, I don't know. But just seems a missed opportunity to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, why would it be, though, if they can move the Premier Division ones?
The Premier Division's compensation because of Guernsey. That simple. Otherwise, It would have been the same weekend as Division 1. But obviously, with the Peter Bentley final on the Monday as well, that's not going to get in the way. So, but there we go. That's it as it is. Right, that's it for us this evening. We'll be back next week, back to Wednesday again. So we'll be back to normal. You can find us on X at the SNLF, on Facebook, the SNLF.co.uk. Gaz?
The SNLF.co.uk and the SNLF.co.uk.
Chris?
@_ Chris Pryor on Twitter.
Mike?
I don't want to be found.
He does. He wants to be found for a Worthing ticket.
I was going to say he wants to be found if you're near Woodside Road on Saturday. Yeah.
if you haven't downloaded the In the Dugout app, you best get it done for this weekend, because you'll want those score notifications coming through, whether you're at the far post waiting to knock a header in, whether you're sitting on a dugout or whether you're sitting in your armchair, you want to know what's going on, get in the Dugout app downloaded. It's available on Android as well as iOS now?
No, Android, no, not yet. Still waiting on Android. But iOS has done a ridiculous amount of downloads. But yeah, lovely plug that, Trev. The irony of it is I might have to use my own app to sit there and get the scores from Worthing. Do you know what I mean? But I will sit outside. I'll get in somehow. I'm going to get in somehow. I might get one of those high vises on, or someone stick me in, like, you know, one of those wheelie bins, you know, when they're doing the recycling. You know,
like Mourinho in the Champions League.
Why don't you go to Orme Road, right, at the back of Worthing Football Club, take a couple of boxes of the old Cruzy Campo and just beg someone?
Guess I've heard worse ideas.
Outside thinking, mate. I was thinking outside the box. That is.
Look, by book or by
The problem is Mike will be inside the box, but he won't be able to get in the ground.
Problem is I have one beer. That's it. No, I'll be there by hook or by crook somehow.
Right, there we go. Enjoy the next 7 days of football if you're heading anywhere. Enjoy the final weekend of the season, and playoff games start next Tuesday. So if you're going to any of those, good luck to everyone that's in, and we'll see you again next Wednesday.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Viva G&E. See you later.